I don't know what the fuck that was. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing okay. I haven't done this in a little bit and I kind of miss it. And recently I've been getting a lot of you sending me shit and not sending me shit, like giving me like book racks and stuff like that. So we're gonna finally do it again. I am so freaking shiny. This is gonna be what part? 4? 3? I want to say 4. 4 is my lucky number. It's my favorite number because I like it so much. I'm gonna be reading one of your not one actually, scratch that, edit that. When you edit, take that off. You're not gonna be reading one. I'm gonna be reading your recommendations. Every time I've done this, you have not disappointed me. And I feel like if you watch me a little bit, I haven't been on here for a long time. I still consider myself a new creator. I'm still figuring shit out and stuff like that. I'm changing things up every 2-3 months because experimenting and shit. But I feel like if you watch me for a little bit, you'd know enough what I would enjoy, or actually you'd know more what I would dislike, because I am very vehement when it comes to not saying, when it comes to saying I don't like shit in books. So I trust you. And it was sent directly by one of you. So hi, thank you for the recommendation. I'm gonna read it now. Okay? Okay. So this is the book. I honestly filming this right now. I don't know the title. I think I read it, but I forgot it. I read it when you sent it to me, but I forgot it. Now I don't know what it is. I don't know the author. And when I read the author, I've never heard of them before. And I've never read anything by them before. At least I think so. I literally know only one thing about this entire book, is that when I got to the book, it said 3. So if this is part of a series and you're only sending me the 3rd one, I don't like you. Plus, the person who sent me the book, who wanted me to read the book, literally told me just like jump right ahead. Don't look it up, don't do nothing. So I didn't. I'm not even gonna read you a summary because I don't know the summary. I didn't read any blurbs. I didn't read the summary. I didn't glance at anything. I didn't do shit. So let's jump ahead. I don't need a booster pillow because of my height. I need it because of the position that I'm filming in right now. Okay? God damn it. Okay. Hi. Okay, so I finished The Sixth Death of the Saint. So I had no clue what I was stepping into with this one. And it was requested like this. When the person who, focus. When you told me to read the book, you specifically told me to not look it up, not do anything, just like go ahead and read it, and I did. And it was a BPD roller coaster. Why do I make everything about borderline personality disorder? Because I can. So the story is from the POV of a saint. At first I was so freaking confused, understandably so, because I didn't know what was happening. It was from a POV that I didn't understand, and I didn't know who was speaking to whom, and I was so freaking confused, understandably so. But it is from the POV of the Saint of War. And then when I read that, I thought this was gonna be Aries. And I got excited because I love Aries. But then we found out that it is a woman, god of war. So I thought it was Athena, and I got excited. But it's none of the Greeks. It's less Greek and more a zealot version, which, coincidentally enough, I really liked because of, where are you? Wait, what? This one. Because of this one. The Prayer of the Orange Tree. They have saints and they worship saints, and it's a zealotized place. I don't know if zealotized is a correct word of the word, but it's a zealotized place, and I've been wanting to find more fantasy books with the saints rather than gods and goddesses and different religions, stuff like that, but just worshiping the saints. I've been working with the saints who are having an Abrahamic religion, so I don't know why it interested me when I read the Prayer of the Orange Tree, so I just wanted more, and this is a good coincidence. This was a nice surprise. All I got to say about the POV, I enjoyed the POV a lot. It was different. It was confusing at first, and I think I would have enjoyed the book better if I at least just read the summary, but they told me not to do anything, just to step right ahead into it, and I did that, but I think I really would have enjoyed it more if I read what it was about at first, because it led me to the last minute to understand what is happening. I'm slow. But even though I was confused at first, I still enjoyed it because of the writing. The writing is extremely beautiful and poetic and all you can wish for. It's like a mix between Circe, the son of Achilles, and Eric LaRocca. It's like a mix between all of the three. It reminded me a lot actually of the stories within the stories that I discovered and loved with Eric LaRocca's writing, who I am obsessed with. So a girl is on the brink of death. Literally, she's gonna die in an instant. And then the goddess of war, the saint of war presents herself to the girl and gives her a little offering to spare her life, but to be turned to the prince as his personal warrior. Not knowing that the more, it's sort of a beneficial relationship between the prince and the girl. And what I mean is, the more she fights, the stronger she becomes, the more fierce and heroic she becomes, and the more the prince elevates in his position. But the more she fights, the more she takes from the saint's offering, the less herself she becomes. So the girl is the key and threshold for the prince to become elevated in his position. Obviously, just the fantasy of it is my cup of tea. The fantasy of it alone is something that I would enjoy, and I know that you know that, which is why you recommended it. And it is more than enough. Just the fantasy of it is more than enough. However, I picked up a different layer. I'm a person of trauma, okay? I'm a person of mental health and trauma. It's sort of like an onion, the story is. I personally took this as a person's, the girl, getting out of a toxic place or relationship with a narcissistic, but having to find her own value and self-love in order to get off of that. Wow. But having to find self-love. But having to find self-love and her own value. What is that accent? But having to find self-love and her own value within herself to be able to get out of that position, to see the people around her that truly love her for her and not for what she offers and brings them. She has a squire and kind of like a stable boy, and she would always at the end of each fight be broken and in pieces and in need of a lot of TLC, and she would find no one but the little stable boy. It's not a stable boy, I'm just gonna call him stable boy because it's easier to say than squire. And she would always end the chapter or the little section with "he loves me" or "I am his" and blah blah blah. And we can tell that this person has a lot of feelings to this girl. And it was so heartbreaking to read because I didn't realize that a story like this short, it's very short, it's like 40 pages. I didn't realize that a story this short would, I don't know, affect me the way it did emotionally, but it was very, very kind of sad and pathetic to read about the little stable boy because he obviously has so many feelings for her and she just gives it away to this person who doesn't even take care of her. He just like takes her when it's wartime and fight time and then it's done. And he became fucking god, like from a prince to a god because of her efforts. Not until the very end that we realize how she needs to let go of that. I didn't think it would affect me the way it did. Honestly, 40 pages never gave so much. 40 pages never gave me so much. I really liked it. Plus, if you watch this, the person who recommended it, ouch, please tell me if the others in the series, it's not a series, I don't know what it is, so I'm not gonna talk, okay? Don't talk out of your ass, Marie. I don't know what it is, but this is book number 3 and there are a lot of them, not a lot, but maybe a fair few of them in this series. I'm just gonna call it a series because I don't know what else to call it. In this franchise, there are a fair few of them in this franchise, and I don't know if they all follow the same set of characters or the same, I don't know. So if you know, tell me. Because this one I really, really enjoyed. It was very different and very unique and a combination of everything that I loved about books ever, forever and ever and ever. It reminded me of the Beadle, the Bard collection stories from the Hogwarts library books. The vibe it gave me, and it was like a combination of that and slight epic fantasy and the underlayer that I understood from the story. It was a perfect combination, and I think I would have rated it 5-star if I knew a little bit before I read it, because I was confused and that confusion took a toll on me and the story and how I viewed it after I finished it. But I ended up rating it 4. and maybe 4.5, and maybe I'm gonna read it again and rate it 5 because I really liked it. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I think I'm gonna do another one. I really think I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna do another one. It's been decided now. Give me like 5 minutes to figure it out. I figured it out. So we are going to do My War Gone By, I Miss It So by Anthony Lloyd. This was recommended by Drew. Hi, Drew. All I know about the book is what you told me, is what the person that recommended this told me, which is this is a true story about his time in Bosnia with a heroin addiction. I've never seen the book before, so I didn't know much about it, and I'm not gonna look it up. I just got it, and we are going to dive into it and come back with the final opinion of the book. I'm having some rough times, but I did finish, and I did finish literally exactly the moment July ended and August started. I have a thing, I cannot for the life of me do the thing where when a month is over, it's okay, and I can just continue reading a book. Although I would love to have the ability to read War and Peace within 1 month, within the contains of 1 month, but that's just impossible unless I read all the time, which would defeat the purpose of reading for me because I would just not get anything. Yeah, believe it or not, even when I read fiction, I get academic and educational values from books, but I get stuff in my brain that are good and not just dragons and lesbians and stuff. Though dragons and lesbians are also very much welcome. I don't know what this segment is. I did finish My War Gone By, I Miss It So. Sorry about how I look. I'm having some rough time and I want to talk to you about it. Also, I apologize that this isn't a super hyper video and full of stupid jokes and stuff. I'm not in the mood for stupid jokes. I'm in the mood for a life-ending jokes, and I don't want to put that out there because that's not the energy I want to create. I am willing to share my low moments because we're not always in makeup and cute clothes and the cute clothes. I always wear the same shirt on my videos. You can scroll back like as far as you can to my older video and it's always the same shit over and over again. Sustainability. Okay, so My War Gone by Anthony Lloyd. This is a true story. I don't know if it's, what's the word? Beautified? Glitterified? Enhanced. I don't know if it's enhanced or not. These are the words of a young man I once knew well. On a winter's day, nearly a quarter of a century ago, he left his country in the manner that curious young men do. Restless, vainglorious, and yearning for adventure beyond distant horizon. Reading that first line of the forward part of the book, I knew I was in for one heck of a story, and I was right. I was a bit scared when I found out that this is borderline journalism, because I'm not a journalism hoe. I don't think I've ever read a journalism book that I enjoyed vehemently, that I didn't take as an educational thing, rather just enjoyed it as a story. It's not supposed to be enjoyed as a story, but as an avid reader and lover of fiction, I can't help it. I would love to find an educational journalist based book on something that actually happened and not a historical fiction that is also good as just a story, and I think this hits that mark. So it's in 2 years after the end of the war. One thing that I noticed is that dude was incredible in describing his surrounding or setting a setting. It was done in a way that succeeded in both giving me a peaceful and an eerie way. He would take time to describe woods and the forest or anything like that, and it would both give me a peaceful, I want to be there and die there way, and also an eerie, I don't want to be there because I will die way. We are with a 20-something Lloyd, a baby journalist. I don't read historical books for enjoyment reasons, merely just academic. If I even get in the mood to read something like that isn't fiction and is heavy. But this was actually surprisingly extremely enjoyable. I personally did not find it gory or disgusting or anything like that. I enjoyed it. However, it did bore me out a little bit. I thought it was awesome at parts, but there was a time where, and I don't know if it's just me and my brain and me just because I'm getting into the state that I am in right now. I was getting into the state that I am in right now mentally, but it kept like being easy enough for me to distract myself, for my brain to dissociate, my brain to go away, and it didn't hold me enough in the story, and that's okay, that's on me. It's merits an entire video just on it because there's a lot to it and a lot that I'm going to fail to mention or analyze here because I cannot. I would rather eat a bed than do that right now, but I just wanted to give a glossary. Maybe I'll just sit and talk about the book on its own because I really like it so much, and there was a lot of depth into it that I did not see before. I went through it again loosely, didn't read all of it again, but I did went through it again. This was a fruitful finding. This was a fruitful challenge to me. It always is. I told you, I trust y'all. Like, you know me, the people that recommend books for me because they watch my shit, you know me really, really good. Every time I've done one of these, I was very much in love. I even did a non-fiction memoir. I don't like memoirs, and it changed my mind on memoirs, and I've been opening myself up. Boy, shouldn't have said that. Opening myself up to more memoirs. So I'm excited to do this again in a better mental state. I'm sorry about this part of the video. It is what it is. It's life, ups and downs and shit. I'll see you next video. That is all. Goodbye.